How are we doing? I'm back with my fashionably late Season 9 review. There's been an absolute whirlwind of new content the last month in Beatstar land as we see constant events, a shortened tour pass length, and a handful of new freebie songs. Sorry ahead of time if my voice sounds a little bit off. I've been sick for the last few weeks and I'm not all the way back to 100% yet. Today though, we're just looking at Season 9, otherwise known as UK Takeover. Got the typical spread here, 4 normals, 4 hards, and 1 extreme. Seems like we might be settling into this spread a bit, and I think it's probably the best one for the average player. So, shall we begin? First up, Boom Clap by Charlie XCX. I don't know about outside of the USA, but here this song was played incessantly on the radio, and for good reason, it's great. As you probably know by now, I'm a big fan of uplifting pop music, and the perfect spot it's got in rhythm games like Beatstar. The song is energetic and catchy, and the chart perfectly progresses in difficulty to make it doable for new players without being boring for the more experienced ones. I'll be giving Boom Clap an A+, it's all around fantastic and is well deserving of the praise. Next up is Cold Heart P-Nouse remix by Elton John and Dua Lipa. I don't know about you, but when I first heard this song, I literally, yes, literally binge listened to this for about 10 hours straight. Big Elton John fan, and I somehow hadn't heard of this song when it first came out. If you didn't already know, this song is a sort of tribute to several of his old hits, and Dua Lipa complements it so well. This chart is easy, man, like contender for easiest song in the game. Fits perfectly though, since the song itself is slow and chill. Easy S here. You could give this one Thrift Shop's chart and I'd probably still give it an S just for the song itself. Moving on, we've got Dare by the Gorillaz. I somehow didn't realize they were from the UK, which seems pretty obvious now in hindsight. I'm not sure if this song was really popular overseas, but I had never heard of it before and I'm not at all impressed. It feels like someone figured out how to attach a soul-sucking vacuum to the band and this is what's left over. It's like one of those movies where the band was imprisoned and is stuck up on stage with balls and chains and just barely putting any effort into the song. I don't know guys, just not feeling any emotion from this one. The chart is fine, like it's not offensive or terrible, it just kind of crawls along with the song itself and is pretty boring. Giving this one a C, it's easily the worst normal of the season, which is made worse by the fact that all the other normals this season are especially great. Last up is Praise You by Fatboy Slim. Maybe the chillest song ever created by man, this one is a banger. This is a tricky normal chart though, which works alright, it just doesn't super match the vibe of the song. Little bit of awkward jumping around in the end, and there are a lot of 16ths, although they're slow. It does give the song character, and this is not an easy song to DP, which I do appreciate. It just feels a tiny bit wonky to me. Giving Praise You a B+, but I could see an argument being made for it being a little bit higher. That finishes the normals, so we're moving on up to the hards. The first one is Chelsea Dagger by the Fratellis, I think is how you say it. This one will probably be where I differ the most from people because everyone seems to absolutely love this song. Apparently this is a common song to play during hockey and soccer/football games, which are 2 sports I'm not super into. I think I can see why this song is so appealing, especially in a sports setting, but without any personal attachment to it, I'm not a huge fan. The chart's pretty good, lots of typical swing notes, but the little runs at the start of the final stage are really fun and define the chart for me. Going to give this one a B+. I can't go much higher without liking the song more, but it's all around solid, and I'm sorry if this is your favorite song or something. Next up is Dim Boy Pagan, a song title that sounds like something my high school kids would say to me and I wouldn't understand a single word. I'm going to give this song credit for being unique. I'm not even sure what genre this would be besides rap. I tried looking it up and it says Afro Swing, so I can honestly say that maybe I'm just not very familiar with Afro Swing hits. Honestly, not the slightest fan of this song, though I do like small parts of it. Probably just old man yelling at clouds here, but I can't stand the lyrics. Maybe I'm just mad and lean or whatever the hell he's saying. The chart's okay, it tries to go with the rapping, but it isn't really very much fun. I'll give it some props for following the rhythms well, and it does have a little bit of flavor, it just can't carry the song by itself. Giving Dim Boy Pagan a C, I recognize it's probably just not my kind of thing, but I can't see myself ever wanting to play this one again. Everyone knows this next chart. It's already made its way into Beatstar legend by showcasing some awesome creativity. I'm talking about I'm Gonna Be 500 Miles, of course, by the Proclaimers. My mom used to listen to this song all the time, and I honestly have no idea why. It's a great song and super funny, but it just makes no sense with her usual musical tastes. This chart is gold, and if you don't already know, there are some wickedly clever uses of swipes to symbolize walking during the choruses. Brilliant move by the chart author, but the rest of the chart is great as well. This is a tough one to chart. The vocals are basically sung by some drunk Scottish dudes hugging each other at a bar, but are still somehow less of a shit show than anything Macklemore sings. The chart follows the vocals as well as you possibly can, and the end result is a difficult hard chart. My only gripe at all with this song is the drift with vocals, but that isn't really fixable and isn't the chart author's fault. I'd be lying if I gave this anything under an S. It's a fantastic new chart and seems to be near universally praised in Beatstar land. The last Heart of the Pass is You Really Got Me, a super old and super popular song by the Kinks. This song probably deserves a spot in the game because of everyone knowing it, but I gotta admit, it just doesn't really lend itself to much of a rhythm game chart. The whole song is full of a kind of bland, drifty, easy pattern, except for stage 4, which has a huge difficulty spike. I think that part is creative, but it's totally out of place with the rest of the song, which could easily pass as a normal without this section. Also giving this one a C, I can't see any reason why I'd ever want to play this again. I think this one would have been better suited for a normal and maybe supercharging boom clap up into an easier hard. Just thought. Finally, we're to this season's extreme, Therapy by Electric Enemy. The song itself is pretty cool. It's a newer song, just released this year, and it's always cool to find new music in Beatstar. The chart is not my favorite. This one feels like it had extreme potential, but was pushing it a little bit, and the way they ended up making it extreme worthy was by making it awkward. I don't know about everyone else, but double up and especially double down swipes don't feel very fun, and when you're ending fairly quick runs with them, it just feels janky. Still, I don't think this is a bad chart, just more of an awkward one. It's definitely unique and deserves credit for that alone. I'm going to give Therapy a B. It's fine, but for someone who really loves the challenge of extremes, this one feels more uncomfortable than actually challenging. So there we go, all the new songs from Season 9. All in all, this was one of my least favorite seasons, probably my second least favorite behind Season 5. Looking back at these ratings, I think I can see why I didn't like this one too much. The strengths of this season seem to fall largely in the normals, while the hards and extreme were lackluster. Seeing as how I prefer the harder content in Beatstar, it makes sense why this one's not doing it for me. If you're someone who likes the easier Beatstar content, and if you also happen to love Chelsea Dagger, you probably will find a lot more enjoyment out of the UK Takeover pass than I did. I'll vote Cold Heart as the best normal, and I'm Gonna Be 500 Miles as the best hard. If I had to give the entire Season 1 letter ranking, it would be a B. Thanks as always for watching my videos. I recently passed 3,000 subscribers and things are starting to pick up steam. As of the time this video releases, I'm only about 10 songs away from having a DP video up for all 328 songs currently in the game. I probably won't hit this goal before Season 10 drops here in a few days, but the finish line is just a week or two away. We are almost there. I also want to apologize for missing the August hard and normal tier list. It was a busy month and I spent about half of it sick, so I lost a lot of time I needed to put those videos together. I'll do the September hard and normal lists a few days after Season 10 drops and the new songs have some time to gather data. Special shout out to my Patreon donors and subscribers. Peace out, my friends. I will see you on the internet.